Hi, welcome to another Ozcode video. This time we're going to look at the Simplify feature. Simplify lets you examine the values that were calculated in the last line of code that was executed in the debugger. I'm going to use a simple Mandelbrot generator to demonstrate. The Mandelbrot set is a set of numbers that obey a mathematical rule to do with something called the complex plane. It's really interesting and you should read about it on Wikipedia, but the main thing is you can use an algorithm to make this pretty fractal shape. This Mandelbrot point method does a few calculations and uses several nested statements. In the past, if I wanted to see the values of these nested expressions, I'd actually have to refactor the code and introduce variables just so I could look at them at debug time. Ozcode's Simplify basically does this automatically, so you can keep your code nice and clean. If I step past this first line here, the Simplify icon appears at the start of the line, and I just click that to bring up Simplify. That's showing me the value created by the complex constructor. I can drill down into this line using this arrow. Now I can see the values that were returned by trans x and trans y, and if I drill down again, I can see the values of these two expressions. I can move back up by clicking the up arrow. The Simplify icon only appears after a line's been executed. This is because Simplify records the values as the expression is executed, so it can display them without calling methods or running operations again, so there are no side effects to using Simplify while you're debugging. If you prefer to use the keyboard, there are keyboard shortcuts for using Simplify. Alt-J displays the pop-up and drills down into the expressions, and Alt-K moves back up again, and when you're at the top, it closes the pop-up. The other cool thing is that Simplify is holding on to the value from the return statement, so you don't even need to introduce a variable for that. Simplify works really well with other Ozcode features too. For example, these value pop-ups have a data tip. I can even use the reveal functionality to change what's displayed. And as I continue to step along, Ozcode remembers that setting. Simplify works across lots of different kinds of expression. Here we've got a ternary expression, the one with the question mark and colon operators. If I step past that and activate Simplify, we see the value of the Boolean expression, we can see the value returned by interpolate pixels, and we can see a line through default pixel because that didn't get called. Simplify also works across multiple line expressions. For these, a radio button is displayed by each line, so you can select them individually. There are keyboard shortcuts for navigating here as well. Shift Alt and J moves down to the next line. Shift Alt and K moves up again. Finally, Simplify works with link expressions. I can click the icon by this method chain, and drilling down here takes me to different steps within the link query. So here I'm at the first part. I can open the data tip here, expand the results view, and I've just got my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I click the up arrow, I get the next statement included. Here I can see the results of my Mandelbrot point method. Up twice more, I get the entire query represented. If you're using Visual Studio 2010 or 2012, you'll need to enable Ozcode's Enhanced mode in order to use Simplify. If you're using Visual Studio 2013, Simplify works in Standard mode. If you tend to switch backwards and forwards between versions, and you're wondering where Simplify's gone, remember to check that you've got Enhanced mode active on older versions. That was a very short overview of Simplify. There's a lot of stuff in there. I recommend spending some time digging into it, playing around with it, and seeing just what it can do. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to look out for the others in the series.